Alright guys, we're heading to a pond to do a little fishing, hopefully before the storms come in. Hopefully they'll hold out, but it doesn't look like it, so we're going to try and get some stuff done before we get, the storms move in. But today I'm going to be doing a video over a technique that I like to use when I do fish at ponds, especially during the summer months, especially if there's a lot of grass present in that pond. Which is the case with this one. There's a lot of matted grass in this pond, and a lot of it comes right up underneath the surface. So it's kind of a bad thing because it gets all over your lure, but at the same time, it's a really good opportunity to really catch some nice fish. Those fish are really down inside that grass, and what they're doing, especially during the middle of the day when it's hot, is they're waiting on that bait fish to come by, and they're basically jolting out of that grass and ambushing that bait fish. So what we're going to do today, and what I'm going to teach you guys how to do today, is how to take a bait like a fish head spin and work it through that grass and work it over the top of that grass to get that reaction bite and to really capitalize on more fish. So when we get to the pond, I'll catch back up with you guys, and we'll go over a few things before we get into the actual fishing part. So we'll catch you guys here in a little bit. Stay tuned, guys. See you, man. Alright dudes, here's the pond, but way over there is where we're going, and we're going through that to get there. So I'm toughing it out for you guys. Let's do it. So catch you back, get back with you guys when we get back over there. See ya. Oh, tangled rods and trees. Holy crap. I think we're almost there though. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. Look at this mess. Look at all this crap we gotta go through. Snagged. What the heck? Get off of there. Alright guys, hang on. Oh my gosh. Look, I'm in a rainforest right now. I think we're free. Moving on. Push our way through. Push through, push through, push through. Alright. Golly. We got fishing line. Everybody's fishing line. Look at this. The struggle's real right now, guys. Oh my gosh, we finally made it. Look, we have an adventurous person over here. I'm gonna blow his mind. I'm gonna blow his mind with this fish head spin deal. Alright, get set up, catch you in a minute. Alright guys, Chase is out here with us. He's 14, he's from this area. I saw him yesterday. I was kind of give him some tips and give him a couple of baits. So what do you think about the things I say?
They're really good. You should probably listen to him if he's in your town.
What'd you say you caught earlier? Did you say
5 pound in like 2 minutes.
On what, a topwater?
Yeah.
I think I gave him a Vixen yesterday, guys, and he's apparently wearing them out. So I'm gonna get set up again, like I said, and we're gonna get to this fish head spin tutorial on this beautiful pond filled with crazy grass. All right, guys, we're here. We're gonna get started, but before we do, I'm just gonna kind of go over you my basic setup for this, and really what I use for pond fishing in general. It's just an all-around versatile rod and reel setup. First off, I'm throwing a Micro Magic Pro. It's by Duckett. It's a 7-foot medium heavy rod. A lot of guys, differ with their actions and their rods and stuff, but for pond fishing, you don't need something crazy. Just get you a decent medium heavy rod, and you can pretty much throw just about anything on it. The bait we're using is the original Fish Head Spin by Swarmin' Hornet Lures, and as far as the trailer goes, you don't have to accept just one bait. You can throw anything from like a dinner minnow to like a swimming super fluke by Zoom. Gambler's got some really good swim bait type deals, and you can even go as far as like a split tail trailer, or even a Kitech, something bigger. Sometimes bass in these ponds want something bigger. Don't be scared to throw a bigger bait. But right now I think we're going to start out with is, we're going to probably let's do the Swimming Super Fluke Junior. We're just going to rig it on there, and basically what we're going to be doing is throwing it out there, make a good long cast, and you want to, you kind of want to feel around, especially if it's new. If it's a new pond, you need to figure out what's on the bottom. So a fish head spin is actually a really good search bait. You might have to work with grass a little bit, weeds and whatnot. But in your first couple casts, you can really figure out what's on the bottom. If you throw out there and you're bringing back a bunch of grass, then that could be a good area. So maybe speed up your retrieve, or hold your rod a little bit higher. So that's what we're going to do. That's kind of the case out here. there's a lot of grass under the water. So what we're gonna do is throw it out there, and we're gonna reel it just fast enough to keep it up above that grass with subtle pauses like we talked about. So I'm gonna get rigged up and show you the bait, and then we're gonna get the camera towards the water and get to fishing. So one tip with the fish head spin, the straighter you put on your bait, the better. You won't have to worry about the bait rolling over so much. So that's what we're working with. It's a little beat up because I've used it for a little while. You guys can find these at like Hammond's, Bass Pro Shops, Dick's, and stuff like. Some Dick's carry them. But really, if you're in the area, stop by Hammond's. They've got the best selection of them. So that's what we're working with. Just a simple, subtle bait, and I'm throwing 14-pound fluorocarbon, vicious fluorocarbon. So let's get started. We've moved down about 40 feet. The reason being is there's this front moving in, and I feel like the barometric pressure is kind of messing with the fish and kind of pushing them a little bit deeper. Over here is the deepest part of the pond. There's the dam over there, and the deepest part of this lake is probably like 10 feet. But what happens is all this grass area actually kind of drops off onto a ledge, and a lot of times, you know, ledge fishing in the summer is where you want to be. So 10 feet is a lot different than places like, you know, different bigger lakes that have like 30, 40-foot ledges, but still same principle. So let's see what we can do. Here's one, guys. Where that fish came from is I threw, about 10 feet from the bank over there. When I started doing, I felt a bunch of grass. What I did was I put a pretty quick retrieve, just real quick. I could tell that fish come right up out of the grass and ate it. My bait was probably about literally a foot underwater, so it's not a big fish, but what's happened is and that's how you can tell. This fish will eat your bait and then go right down into that grass. So that's what you get. You get a bunch of daggum grass on your bait. But as you guys can see, it's not a huge one, but they really tank it. So just try it. Keep trying it, and be patient. That's the biggest thing with pond fishing is the bass move all over this pond. So it's almost like a waiting game. But confidence is key, guys. Keep going. Let's see if we can get some more. Another thing, when you feel a bite, don't just jerk on it and set the hook. You really don't. If you have a good fish head, like a Swarming Hornet Lures original fish head, you don't really have to set the hook into them. Just, once you feel them eat it, just pull into it. And that's all you got to do. You just kind of lean your weight into it, and they'll be on. Guys. See, I didn't really set into them really hard, like you would with a jig, or a worm or anything like that. Just kind of put your weight into it, and they're not going to come off. These fish are coming out of that grass to eat it. See, you can always tell these fish are in grass. Always in grass. Grass puts more oxygen into the water, so especially during the summer months when the water temp gets really, really high, them bass are really going to find the best place to put out the most oxygen and also give them an ambush point and an advantage to get that big fish. One thing, I guess you could say the one struggle you're going to have is trying this technique is getting used to the difference in feel, knowing when you're coming through grass and when you're actually getting bit, because if you come through a big wad of grass, a lot of times it's going to feel really heavy. You're going to feel like you've got a big fish on there. The difference is it's not going to pull back. A decent sized bass, you're definitely going to feel the difference. So keep that in mind. Change up your technique, guys. Change up your technique. You don't know exactly what the fish want, so you need to let them tell you how you want it. So we're going to move down a little bit closer to the dam. got my rod bent over right there, that's grass. So I'm not gonna just go reeling it really crazy, and I'm not gonna try and spook the fish. I'm just gonna reel it in like I would my bait, and hopefully you don't spook the fish, and that gives you an idea. Okay, I know now I have a really close guesstimate. I'm sorry if you guys are having a hard time hearing me, the wind's starting to pick up. Now you know where the grass is, you know, and if it takes you another throw or whatnot, it's fine. But once you know exactly how the grass is, you know how to retrieve it through there. So I know when I first get to that spot, the grass isn't so high. Once I get 10, 20 feet, I'm gonna pick my rod up and start, you know, retrieving just a little bit quicker until I get over that grass, and then I'll start slowing it back down. And I'm not necessarily trying to get over the grass, I'm trying to stay just above it and let that blade kind of tick the top of that grass. It's, you know, it's what I call it. I call it the ticking technique. So and you can do this with a spinner bait, fish head spin, you know, and even with a spook. Try throwing a spook sometimes, you know, on fluorocarbon, or heavy fluorocarbon, like 20-pound fluorocarbon. And what that allows you to do is it allows you to get that spook underwater and work that walking the dog action underneath the water, similar to like a wake bait. So we'll talk about that more in another video, but maybe tomorrow we'll do a video series on that. How to really take advantage of a spook and cover all spectrum of what you can actually do with a spook. Any topwater walking bait. Guys, there's a mean storm trying to move in over this way. Hopefully it'll pass us, because I'm trying to get you guys really educated, but we might have to continue this tomorrow. We'll stick it out as long as we can. There's a good one, decent little fish. You know, he's not huge, but so look, guys, when they eat it, they're engulfing that bait. So, and that's what I mean by you don't have to set the hook into them really hard. You know, you can get away with just leaning into them, and 90% of the time, that's going to be your best way to do it. So, and I'm going to tell you guys a secret. It's not necessarily the fish head spin. It's getting to know this lake. You know, get to know your pond, get to know the locals that fish it, and whatever they're using, throw something different. You know, be versatile. You know, have an open mind. Go out there with something that you know that this pond, you know, say to yourself, this pond don't get fished with a fish head spin or whatever, you know, other kind of bait. So they may not be feeding on shad out here. A pond like this, they're probably eating bluegill. But you know, and this resembles nothing like a bluegill except maybe the action. So it's something different, and sometimes they just can't stand it, man. And you can come out here and catch fish. I'm gonna get him in the water before he bleeds. Get back out there. Alright guys, so that's about it for today. The weather is really starting to get bad out there, so we're getting out of there before it gets too crazy. I toughed it out as long as I could for you guys. We might follow up on some tomorrow, I'm not sure. But you know, just real quick, just remember, you know, tie that fish head spin on, give it a try. I really want you guys to try it out, and let me know how you do. And just remember, when you come to a new spot or a new area of the pond, you know, utilize your first few casts as almost like a researching tool. So, you know, and cast out there and retrieve it in different ways to find the grass. Find the grass and you'll find the fish. Figure out how high the grass is, how low the grass is, and that right there, just knowing that alone will help you really key in on your retrieve, and you know, ultimately you'll catch more fish. So try it, guys. Comment and let me know how you do, or you know, post me pictures on my Facebook, Twitter, whatever. You know, I want to see you guys getting out there and doing it. You know, and if there's anything else, questions or anything, just let me know. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. My channel is going to get big really soon, so more videos. Tomorrow we're going to go over spooks if the weather permits. You know, so appreciate it, guys. You know, and have a good one, man. Let me know how you guys do. See ya.